The pressure to follow up a successful debut album can often lead to a disappointing follow-up. That phenomenon is known as the sophomore slump, but some albums manage to escape that. In this video, we look at the 10 best sophomore albums of all time. 21 by Adele. Adele's sophomore album 21, released in 2011, marked a monumental moment in her career and solidified her status as one of the most influential artists of her generation. Following the success of her debut album 19, Adele faced high expectations for her follow-up. 21 showcased her remarkable growth both as a vocalist and a songwriter, featuring powerful ballads and soulful tracks that resonated with audiences worldwide. It ended the decade as the best-selling album of the 2010s, selling 30 million records globally. The album's lead single, Rolling in the Deep, became a massive hit, topping the charts around the globe and earning critical acclaim for its raw emotion and infectious melody. 21 went on to spawn additional successful singles, such as Someone Like You and Set Fire to the Rain, further cementing Adele's place in music history. The album really changed the music industry forever and propelled Adele to unprecedented levels of fame and earned her numerous accolades, including multiple Grammy Awards in the major categories. This album turned Adele into a household name and established her as one of the best-selling artists of all time. Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa's sophomore album, Future Nostalgia, released in 2020, marked a significant milestone in her career and solidified her status as a pop powerhouse. Following the success of her self-titled debut album, her next album was highly anticipated, and Future Nostalgia exceeded all the expectations, showcasing her evolution as an artist and her ability to seamlessly blend 80s retro influences with modern sounds. The album's lead single, Don't Start Now, became an instant anthem, and she followed it up with huge hits like Physical and Levitating. The success of the album catapulted Dua Lipa to new heights of fame and earned her multiple Grammy Awards, including one for Best Pop Vocal Album. The album's cohesive sound and innovative production set a new standard for modern pop music, and making her one of the most exciting talents of her generation. Like a Virgin by Madonna. Madonna's sophomore album, Like a Virgin, released in 1984, marked a defining moment in her career and made her a cultural icon. Following the success of her self-titled debut album, there was huge anticipation for her follow-up. Like a Virgin became legendary, showcasing Madonna's provocative image and her ability to push boundaries with her music. The album's title track became a worldwide phenomenon, topping charts around the globe and earning Madonna her first #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100. The album went on to spawn additional hit singles, such as Material Girl and Into the Groove, further solidifying Madonna's status as a pop superstar. Like a Virgin remains Madonna's most defining album. Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Katy Perry's sophomore album, Teenage Dream, released in 2010, marked a significant milestone in her career and established her as one of the biggest pop stars of the decade. It is technically her third album, but following the success of her debut album as Katy Perry, One of the Boys, it established her persona. Teenage Dream exceeded all expectations, showcasing Katy Perry's infectious energy and her knack for crafting catchy pop anthems. The album went on to spawn a record-breaking 5 #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100, including California Girls, Firework, Last Friday Night, and the title track, making Katy Perry the first female artist to achieve the record. The success of the album catapulted Katy to superstardom and solidified her status as one of the biggest names in pop music. Her irresistible hooks and fun instrumentals connected with fans of all ages. It became one of the most impactful albums on pop culture. Fearless by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's sophomore album, Fearless, released in 2008, marked a significant turning point in her career and made her a dominant force in country pop music. Following the success of her self-titled debut album, Fearless showcased her songwriting prowess and her ability to connect with listeners on a deeply personal level, which made her the pop star of this generation. The album's lead single, Love Story, became an international success, with the album spawning classic hit singles such as You Belong With Me and Fearless, which contributed to Taylor's status as one of the rising stars in the music industry at the time. The album debuted on #1 with 592,000 first-week sales, spending 11 consecutive weeks at the top spot. The success of Fearless propelled Taylor Swift to superstardom and established her as one of the biggest names in music. The album's blend of country and pop influences made her a crossover sensation and earning her multiple Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year. SOS by SZA. SZA's sophomore album SOS, released at the end of 2022, established her as a true superstar. Following the release of her debut album Control, SZA became one of R&B's most exciting new talents. She also waited 5 years to release her next album, so expectations were sky high for her follow-up. But SOS met all expectations, showcasing SZA's distinctive voice and honest lyricism. The album's lead single Kill Bill became a huge hit, followed up with another top 10 hit, Snooze, further solidifying her status as the current queen of R&B. The success of SOS propelled SZA to true mainstream success, earning her widespread recognition for her unique voice and artistic vision. The album's blend of neo-soul, R&B, and even rock influences resonated with audiences and critics alike. The album earned SZA multiple Grammy Awards and established her as a force to be reckoned with in the music industry. Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar's sophomore album Good Kid, Mad City, released in 2012, marked a groundbreaking moment in hip-hop history, establishing Kendrick as one of the most important voices of his generation. Following the critical acclaim of his debut album Section 80, he was expected to follow it up with a great album. Not only did Good Kid, Mad City meet the expectations, it became an instant classic, showcasing his unparalleled storytelling abilities and his unique perspective of life and content. The album is written like a movie, with the songs following a narrative structure that goes through the whole album, but also work as standalone bangers. The album went on to become one of the most critically acclaimed albums of all time. It has now stood the test of time, cementing Kendrick's status as one of the greatest rappers of his generation. Nevermind by Nirvana. Nirvana's sophomore album Nevermind, released in 1991, marked a seismic shift in the music industry, establishing the band as the face of the grunge movement. Following the release of their debut album Bleach, fans were waiting to know what direction they would go on with their sophomore album. Nevermind was what they got, an absolute classic that showcased the band's raw energy and Kurt Cobain's distinctive songwriting. The album's lead single, Smells Like Teen Spirit, became an anthem of a generation, doing well on the chart and catapulting Nirvana to superstardom. The album's fusion of punk rock and grunge defined the sound of a generation. The album solidified the band's status as one of the most influential acts of the 1990s. Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. Britney's sophomore album Oops, I Did It Again, released in 2000, marked a defining moment in her career, solidifying her status as the new queen of pop. Following the success of her debut album Baby One More Time, there were high expectations for her sophomore effort, but the album exceeded all expectations, showcasing Britney's signature blend of infectious pop hooks and irresistible charm. The album's title track became an instant classic, topping charts, becoming a bona fide hit. The album went on to spawn additional hit singles, such as Stronger and Lucky, building on her status as one of the biggest stars in music. The success of the album continued her trajectory and solidified her status as a cultural icon. The album's catchy hooks, memorable choruses, and iconic music videos left an enduring impact on pop culture. Born This Way by Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga's sophomore album Born This Way, released in 2011, marked a bold artistic statement and solidified Gaga's status as a pop icon. Following the massive success of her debut album The Fame and its reissue The Fame Monster, the second album was expected to be a letdown, but Born This Way propelled Gaga into even greater heights of fame and cemented her status as a cultural icon. The album showed her versatility as an artist and her commitment to pushing boundaries. The album's title track became an anthem of self-empowerment and acceptance, peaking at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song earned Gaga critical acclaim for its bold message and infectious melodies, and the album established her as a trailblazer in the music industry. What albums did I miss? Tell me in the comments below.